Top of the hour to you. That's your local weather on the 8th. And let's start an amazing Tuesday right here on April 28th. But we've got to talk about some colder temperatures. And if you're waking up this morning in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas, we're talking to you. We may have some record cold high temperatures. And Houston, you could smash yours. So your record cold high is 76 degrees for the day. We may only get to 70 degrees today, and that's a pretty big deal. Meanwhile, Florida right now under fire. We've got a live look at Tampa. We've got some severe weather today across the Sunshine State. Nearly 3,000 lightning strikes in just about 15 minutes already this morning, and that drenching rain continues. Hey, take a look at these pictures in from Twitter. Pinellas Park getting that soaking rain, so your drive is coated with this rain. We've got some nickel-sized hail involved in this as well. A little bit rare for the Sunshine State to get some of the hail here, but we've got several days of it going on now. Hey, faults. We've got faults right here in the U.S., and we're going to talk about those. But Nepal quake casualties now top about 5,000. A brainstorm look at the biggest seismic fault in our country, the San Andreas fault line, and we'll show you all the other potential areas, earthquake hotspots, if you will, that are right here in the U.S. But first, Dr. Greg Postel, let's in for Jim Cantori this morning. Let's talk about those severe storms, and you've been right on the ball today getting people warned.
Yeah, it does really look like now that Central and South Florida are at the greatest risk for some severe weather as we go through the late morning and early afternoon hours. We do have the severe weather risk that does extend back to the west across the northern Gulf Coast. That's not the immediate concern. I'm really more concerned from about Tampa on south, even through perhaps Miami, as some significant weather moves through. So this is all part of a large complex of systems that is coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. And I can show you here on the radar what we've got is very, very clearly a lot of lightning. I mean, this is a no-brainer here, right? We know that's one of the big hazards moving through. But inside of that, the storms are, I think, getting pretty strong. And out to the west there, you see all this lightning out here? That gives you an indication that there's some very powerful updrafts in the thunderstorms out there. In fact, looking at the visible satellite picture, I can tell you that we have a lot of overshooting tops in these thunderstorms, which is very common, but they are overshooting to an extent that is estimated by the radar up to 55,000 feet. So these are very tall thunderstorms, typically meaning that they're also very strong, and they are going to be moving very close to the Florida West Coast soon. And with that in mind, the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and said 20% chance, not a high chance, but a chance of a watch being issued. Whether it's a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch, I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. This thunderstorm complex really has a lot with it, and there's no sign that it's going to be weakening before it gets on board. There's that outlook again that we've got across Florida, and you can tell where it's going. We have a storm track that has been suppressed way to the south across parts of the Gulf Coast. This is like a wintertime pattern, and these storms right now are going right along a frontal boundary, right along that stationary boundary, and they're going that way. So the train tracks have been kind of set up. So there's really not a whole lot of surprise here on where this thing's going, right? I mean, especially, Sam, look at some of these colder cloud tops back in here. There's some pretty strong jet energy that's helping them along. And if we time it out, this is critical, you can see that we've got big storms in the next couple of hours moving through the Tampa Bay area. And then farther south from there, these storms could produce high winds, maybe some small hail, and maybe even a tornado or two, even in south central Florida, maybe even closer to Miami as we head through the late afternoon and evening hours. Of course, with the possibility of severe weather, you know we are going to see a lot of rainfall across the south. And we have areas that are going to get probably 3 to 5 inches. I think there may be some more areas in here in South Florida that get 3 to 5 inches, not just in the next couple of days, but Sam, maybe even in the next few hours. These storms have a lot of rain with them, inches at least.
Yeah, normally we only get hail, what, 1 or 2 days in Florida a year?
It's not nearly as common as it is in the Central Plains, but today we could see some hailers down there.
Today we're getting it. Okay, Dr. Postel getting you alerted on those storms in Florida. Wake up, Florida. You've got some storms ahead. Mobile, Alabama is also under the threat of some severe weather later on today. It may very well halt that search for the four boaters that are still missing off the coast of Alabama this morning. This morning, brand new information, Mike, about that search, I guess. So fill us in.
Yeah, what we've heard from the Coast Guard this morning is they have 2 vessels and 1 helicopter up in the air, certainly a chopper looking from above. They're searching 3,000 square miles of water off Dauphin Island. That's where the 57th annual regatta went off on Saturday, and then those storms came in from the west, and we had wind gusts almost to hurricane force, and they're still looking for 4 missing boaters. There were 2 boaters, sailors lost in the storm, and they pulled 40 out of the water. There were 119 boats registered for the regatta on Saturday afternoon. So we've got great weather right now. The sun is out, a lot of blue skies coming in from the north and west, and just a light chop barely out here on Mobile Bay at the USS Alabama. Yesterday, though, another round of storms rolled from Texas into Louisiana. As they got here, they had weakened. The worst of the weather had moved offshore. But let me take you to Metairie, Louisiana, one of those beautiful suburbs there just off Lake Pontchartrain, north side of New Orleans. And the wind and the rain, and then we had Sarah Cordova driving through the flooded streets for us, shooting the video. You can see some of the power poles down, the lines down, and not far away, just northwest of Kenner, an EF1 tornado was touched down, 90-mile-an-hour winds, and it was on the ground for half a mile. By the way, not far away at the New Orleans International Airport, the power went out, and you could see folks there probably saw some of the pictures in the dark. Hourly forecast today, nice this morning. This afternoon with the heating, we may have some showers and thunderstorms popping up. We'll keep an eye on that, but the severe threat today is lower. Sam, back to you from Mobile Bay.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful Mobile Bay today. All right, thank you very much, Mike Seidel. We'll keep checking in with you during the day today and know that those storms are likely to build again this afternoon. Hey, Jen, if I'm waking up in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, I'm going, what's going on this morning? I thought we were in spring.
You're like, what month is this?
Yeah, exactly.
Did we go back in time? Is it winter all over again? No, it is not. What we're looking at is actually just a cold spell that is in place, but temperatures are definitely chilly out there this morning. In fact, we're talking potentially some records broken. As we show you for Dallas, your record high back in 1932 was 64 degrees. Well, today we are serving up a very not so delicious 60 degrees. So you can see right now we've already broken that record. It's not just Dallas that we're talking about. We're looking at Houston as well as in Little Rock. These are all areas looking at potentially record high temperatures for being so low this time of the year. Well, here's why. We have this upper level low in place. It's just bringing the clouds and the rain and keeping you locked in that cool air. But the good news is you're going to rebound. But showers out there right now, you can see just circling around that low. We'll see the shower activity being light, nothing severe out there. I know you want a break. Notice those winds a bit gusty at times for areas like Lubbock. And I say about 15 to 25. Rain around for Little Rock. We'll keep the showers. It's going to be cool all afternoon. The only area that's really going to be not looking at cool temperatures is really New Orleans. High today of 76 degrees. We moved that ahead for today, and we didn't forget about you in the southeast. So many people across many of these areas are going to be looking at temperatures running 20 degrees below average. Dallas, 59 degrees, 71 in Houston. Let's move it ahead and show you the southeast. The southeast looking at temperature today, 59 degrees. Wedge comes into play, or not to play, whatever way you want to call it. But the numbers, they're not right this time of the year. It feels more like February.
Yeah, and that's just wrong. And Dallas is so much colder than
normal. And you know, in Dallas,
they're
like, we can't deal with this.
Yeah, no, Dallas needs a little sunshine and a warm up. We'll be right back.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Why do we do it? Why do we spend every waking moment thinking about people? Why are we so committed to keeping you connected? Why combine performance with a conscience? Why innovate for a future without accidents? Why do any of it? Why do all of it? Because if it matters to you, it's everything to us. The XC60 crossover from Volvo. Lease the well-equipped Volvo XC60 today. Visit your local Volvo showroom for details.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, heavy thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It was right on top of us, and then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
And welcome back to AMHQ. Right now, it is Tuesday, 10 minutes past the hour, and we have another cold area on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little unusually unsettledly cold right around the Midwest, around the Great Lakes. Let's see if we can't scare up some warmth for you and see if these days will get a little bit better.
But it's
no,
just
but
not
a little
plain old
cooler than normal. Yeah. We'll start with you, Minneapolis. We'll start just knowing that today, 64 degrees is where we're going. But notice as we get later on into the week, we start to see that warmer trend happen. This is some very good news because we're unblocking the warm air that's out west.
Yeah, we're opening it up, and we're going to see it actually moving into your areas. Remember a couple weeks ago, we kept saying, hey, go vacation in the plains. It's going to be kind of one of those days setting up in the next couple days. Right now.
It doesn't start today. Right now, 45 degrees in Chicago. Detroit, you're at 47 degrees today. Indianapolis, good morning at 48 degrees. St. Louis, hi to you at about 50 degrees as a start temperature.
And hello, frost. Some of the darker shades of blue where you have that vegetation out there. It is so cold.
Right there in Michigan, you got a frost
several spots.
mid-morning. Yeah.
In the afternoon, we see that sunshine coming out. Now, Sam is standing where all the good things are happening. He's in the thrill area.
I like to be in the warm zone.
Yeah, I'm in the chill
zone.
area over here.
You're in the cool zone. Minneapolis, you get it first. You start to get that little peak at just 1 degree above normal, and that's a good place to go. Des Moines, you're coming up to about 74 degrees.
Des Moines, the hot
St.
spot.
Louis,
Who would have thought it?
Who'd have thought? But St. Louis, you're still a little bit cooler than normal as we start to get through the afternoon hours today. But now, in comes the pattern change. So it's been this cool air that's been dipping here. All the warmer temperatures holding out west. Drag them in.
Yeah, and we're going to look at that warmer air coming through as it does those temperatures and these locations. Get ready for this. 10 to 20 degrees above average. Maybe you're like, say, hey, I need a staycation. Here is your staycation for areas across parts of the plain. We're going to see the temperatures near 80 degrees.
The funny thing is if you notice the pattern there, that warm air kind of shoots over the southeast, so it really doesn't warm up the southeast at the same time. You're the lucky ones. You're the ones that are getting these numbers up.
We got the dip.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
the southeast has got the dip, and we've got the warm up in Chicago. By Friday, we're 66 degrees. Saturday, Chicagoland, we're getting to 73. 74 is our top number, and that probably comes on Sunday.
And that's almost 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. So that is what's shaking in parts of the Midwest. Right now, we want to turn over to Anna Rittis, and she's going to talk more about what's been happening in the updates with the earthquake in Nepal.
That's right. New information coming into our newsroom all morning, guys. Officials in Nepal updated their numbers a short time ago and now say more than 5,000 people are confirmed dead. The Prime Minister predicts that number will eventually top 10,000. Rescuers are digging through piles of collapsed concrete, hoping to find someone alive. Low clouds hanging over Kathmandu Airport are delaying international aid flights. Many land routes to distribute that aid are blocked by huge landslides. In the meantime, a chilly and heavy rain fell on Kathmandu Monday. That only adds to the misery of the thousands of people who are homeless and, if lucky, living in these tent cities. The government today announced more than 400 450,000 people cannot go back home. And Sam, we know at least 4 Americans are among the 18 killed by the avalanche on Mount Everest, and all of the climbers at the higher elevations have been brought down to the base camp. But as you heard from one of them this morning who you spoke to, they can't leave unless a helicopter comes and plucks them out.
Yeah, one of the things that the earthquake and avalanche did to those climbers that were up in the mountains is it took away all the ladders and ropes that they would normally use to get down out of that area. So they must stay put till someone comes up to get them in a helicopter. And we heard today there were about 800 people at base camp there. Now they have supplies. That's the very good news, because they were all thinking they would be up there on the mountain for a while.
They prepared for that.
But I got to tell you, it's uncomfortable to be stuck there for a while.
And when you're talking about aftershocks that could continue, and we're talking anywhere from 6, even 7.0 for the next 30 days.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're still talking through potentially the end of the year. And you know, we talk about some of these magnitudes. Every time you go up a magnitude, we're seeing that increasing by 10 times. So that tells you, if you're looking at a 7.0 to 7.5, may not sound like that much, but that is a tremendous amount of energy that's coming through there.
Change.
And you're on a mountain.
Yeah,
you don't want to
and people are used to steps and numbers as being not a big deal when you go from a 4 to a 5 or something like that. In an earthquake, it's a huge deal, exponential.
I got bit by a snake.
C'est pas poison.
Poison? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I feel that.
C'est pas poison.
That's definitely poison.
Apparently, I'm immune to venom.
Immune to venom?
Steve.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
When you do business everywhere, the challenges of keeping everyone working together can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with the tools and the network you need to make working as one easier than ever, virtually anywhere, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Today, I'm going to fight hunger. Today, I don't want to be hungry. We just have to buy food. My family gets the food we need. I'm so glad we could help. I'm so glad someone helped.
Hunger lives closer than you think. Purchase participating items at Walmart, and you can help secure a meal for someone through Feeding America food banks.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
This is Life Alert. Are you okay? Help! I'm calling for help right now.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a life from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-448-6138. That's 1-800-448-6138. Call now, 1-800-448-6138. For a free brochure, call 1-800-448-6138.
Sundays. One man's trash. This is perfect. Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8, brought to you by Champion Windows, Sunrooms, and Home Exteriors. Every home needs a champion.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, heavy thunderstorms, gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour. Right now, you're looking at video from yesterday. This is the Gulf Coast states. They were hammered, actually, with severe storms. Look at that. The wind blowing in sideways, winds at 45 miles per hour. This is actually Baton Rouge. 2 inches of rain came down yesterday alone, but it's just, look at this, the rain and the combination of the strong winds. We had some gusts up to 56. All this rain in Baton Rouge now has actually this area of Baton Rouge running 2 inches over where they should be for this time of year. This is no surprise because we've seen rain like this really over the last couple weeks. This pattern's just been so active to the south.
Yeah, and take those pictures that you just saw from Baton Rouge and look at them in Florida today because it's the same type of rain, same type of storm, a little bit of hail involved in some of these, some strong wind and big time rains, Dr. Greg.
Sam and Jen, there's some supercells that are going to be coming across Florida from the Gulf of Mexico in the next couple of hours. Some have already made it on and brought some small hail to locations not far from Port Charlotte, Florida. So let's have a look at the radar across the region. We have a lot of lightning, of course, and a lot of very heavy rain. That's obvious, and that's typical in Florida. But what is not so common is the hail and the high wind and maybe even a tornado threat that I think we're going to see later on this afternoon across this region. There is a very large thunderstorm complex, an MCS, mesoscale convective system it's called, that has rolled itself, sustained itself across the Gulf of Mexico and is now getting pretty close to the southern half of Florida. So let's look at one of those locations that's getting a lot of rain right now and a lot of lightning, of course, in the Tampa Bay vicinity where Bradenton, Parrish, Ruskin, St. Petersburg, you're getting a lot of rain, a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, of course. And I think the risk for severe weather may be even farther south than that. And you can see on the visible satellite pictures why we're dealing with such a ferocious storm complex is because see those little rugged appearance nature to the visible satellite picture right back in here? That is what's called an overshooting top appearance in the visible satellite pictures. In other words, the updrafts are going up very tall altitudes, up to about 55,000 feet, which not that unusual in the Gulf area, but it's going to hold together between where it is now and by the time it gets to the coast. And because of that, because of its movement and its longevity, the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and put out at least what's called a mesoscale discussion, saying that there's a chance that we'll issue a watch later, whether it's a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch. Too early to call, but the atmosphere will support supercells across the southern half of Florida late this morning and this afternoon, where we do, in our outlook here, show the possibility of severe weather with the likely hazards being small hail and some high winds, but also I think a tornado or two cannot be ruled out. It's all happening along a frontal zone in a very odd place for this time of year. We've got the front so far to the south that is with a jet stream aloft helping to support the movement of this large thunderstorm complex. Very ominous looking on the satellite pictures toward Central and South Florida. Let's time it out now across this region. Here come those thunderstorms on board inland here. Watch out. Early afternoon, these could be severe weather storms here. So watch out all the way through the afternoon and evening, not just for the West Coast, but Central and even East Coast of Florida as well. Sam, back to you.
All right. Pictures are coming in to us like fireworks today. A lot of people are looking forward to a great day, and in many places in the country, it will be.
Especially after starting the week with a bit of a chill in the Northeast. This picture coming out of New York. Montauk, good morning to you.
Oh, come on.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Hashtag National Superhero Day is today. You would be a superhero.
Oh, is it National Superhero Day?
Yeah.
So how do you celebrate that? Do you like take a picture of yourself as a superhero or choose your favorite superhero?
You dress up as a superhero.
Okay. All right.
I suggest you do that. It's trending on Twitter. Maybe we'll show it.
All right. I'm not going to do it today. But here's the great thing about Long Island. This time of year can be touch and go because an east wind on Long Island means that the temperatures on Long Island are completely different from the city. And so because you've got so much cool water. But this is a beautiful day in Montauk. Just enjoy it.
One thing I've learned working at the Weather Channel is an east wind is never good.
It's not a good. It's rarely a good thing. Rarely a good thing. Hey, hello, Virginia.
Good morning to you in Front Royale, one of our favorite tweeters.
I love how you say Front Royal.
Front Royal.
You make it so special, though. I actually think they should.
This is Delgado's fault.
They should call it Front Royale. They really should.
Hashtag severe weather, hashtag my weather at AMHQ. Connect with us on Twitter. We'll be right back.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
I am never getting married.
Never.
Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Breathe. A little bit here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Clorox knows a lot of dusters just push dust around. New Clorox dust wipes have the power to grab and hold on to dust, allergens, and even hair, all with just one wipe.
I wish I had this much hair.
Can't help you there. Real dusting for your real life.
Protecting your home is a priority for every homeowner. You can rest easy knowing your home's protected with a monitored home security system. Mike Melton, an expert in home security, joins us now with some important details. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for having me on. When you turn on the news, you see that there's a lot of home burglaries. Here's an interesting fact. The FBI burglaries last year alone. The shocking thing is most of these burglaries are daytime.
That is a shocking statistic. Do you think that alone would get people thinking about a security system?
And right now, they are. There's many benefits to getting a security system. First off, you're 3 times less likely to have your home broken into just by having a security system. And monitoring for burglar, fire, and medical emergencies. And there's also savings. There's AARP discounts, and you also get to save up to 20% every year on your homeowner's insurance.
So what do people need to do to protect their home with a security system?
It's easy. All you have to do is give us a call. Right now we're giving away a free complete home security system package. It's the new wireless home security system, which means no more ugly holes in your walls or exposed wiring. It's a comprehensive package that we include for you free of charge. Now, the monitoring is done by ADT. ADT is the #1 monitoring company in the country. All you pay is $99 down for the installation and the monitoring, which is only about $1 a day.
And I understand you have something special for the viewers at home.
The next 20 people that call us and order a security system are going to receive a $100 Visa gift card. So we basically pay you $1 to get your home protected. Now is the best time to protect your home and your family. Give us a call right now. We have security advisors standing by to take your call. They'll walk you through everything right over the phone. We're usually able to do next day installations to help you protect your home as soon as possible. Call 1-877-827-9028. That's 1-877-827-9028.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely, low 74. Chance of rain, 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program, and it just hit us, is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
29 minutes past the hour. I want to show you this because it was tweeted out at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And if you didn't see it, I want you to. This is from Scott Kelly, the astronaut. And he hashtagged San Francisco on this. He said, I almost feel like I was with you as we flew overhead a few minutes ago. So Scott Kelly and a fellow astronaut aboard NASA's first ever 1-year space flight. And he used the hashtag year in space. So if you want to talk to him, hashtag him back. You should follow him as well on Twitter because some incredible pictures come out of there. The ISS, one of the things we love to see every day.
And you know what? We actually have 1 hour delays out of San Francisco right now.
Oh, we do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then, if you're Scott Kelly, you're not delayed. But if you're at the airport, you are.
You're delayed.
All right, good to know. Good morning to you. Here's some of the things that we're working on for you. Dr. Greg, we should mention, for Jim this morning as well. Yep. All right, as we talk about it.
And we got some big storms we have to get to right now because there is a large thunderstorm complex moving across the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be onshore in the west coast of Florida almost imminently. And let's have a look here. We've got a lot of heavy rain, a lot of lightning in Tampa, but even farther back to the west. See all those lightning strikes? Those are coming in, and they will make it onshore in a few hours.
Yeah. St. Petersburg, you're getting some lightning and some storms right now. Just kind of delay your travel right now. Bradenton, we should let you know that what you see this a little bit north of you right now is not all. As a matter of fact, this second wave is going to sweep through from the west in probably about 15 minutes from now. So this is going to be a rough and stormy time.
It is. Let's go back to the visible satellite picture if we could, because you can see that thunderstorm group right over there.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at that. Is a beautiful picture of cumulonimbus over the Gulf of Mexico. Sorry to throw you.
No, I love it. I love it when you do that.
But out ahead of those cumulonimbus, we have a 20% chance of a watch, according to the Storm Prediction Center, meaning that they're thinking this thing is going to hold together and maybe bring some big storms to Central and South Florida.
Yeah, it's definitely worth saying. So, we need to get everybody up and ready this morning, and so we'll backtrack just a minute and say good morning to you, Phoenix. Hello, Phoenix. America, but good morning, Phoenix. If you're going to call the hotspot this week.
Yeah, we are the hotspot. Today, we're going to see highs in the 90s today and tomorrow. By Thursday and Friday, brace yourself. Triple-digit heat possible out there, full-on sunshine, and the heat is going to continue to grow, and it's going other places as well. We'll get to that in just a moment.
All right, and as we told you, Tampa, we've been watching you all morning long because you've been under the gun. A live shot of Tampa right now. You can see the light rain that's moving in, but there are certainly some thunderstorms dancing just about everywhere around you at this hour, and we've got some strong gusty winds as well. Hey, if you want to dodge the raindrops and find a great breakfast spot, I want to talk to you about Pinky's on West Beta Bay Boulevard. So for about 5 years now in the best of Tampa, it has been the best breakfast spot. So I got to tell you, then they know exactly what they're doing. When you get there, one of the things everyone tells us you have to try, there are pictures flying across the page right now, and they look amazing. But the oatmeal pancakes, they sound delicious, but they put the strawberries. They put the strawberries in the pancake. So you're looking at the pancake, and there's some beautiful strawberries on top of it, just ready to go.
You know, I just started eating those. I like those a lot.
Yeah, sometimes you bring them in. Like maybe you could bring some strawberries in for breakfast. All right. So all that rain that we just showed you in Tampa had an origination point, and yesterday it was soaking New Orleans. That city running almost 8 inches above normal for their April rainfall. The same story for parts of Texas too. Both states start the week with severe weather.
Severe weather charging through the Gulf Coast on Monday, bringing flooding, hail, even tornadoes. Floodwaters highest in parts of Texas, but also flooding in Louisiana. And an EF1 tornado tears through New Orleans. It's 90-mile-an-hour winds, snapping power poles and pulling up trees.
We hear a loud boom.
The sound of these rail cars blown right off this train bridge.
And then boom, boom, boom. It was either 3 or 4 times.
New Orleans International Airport knocked offline as strong winds take out the power. Passengers lined up for hours after airlines canceled flights. New Orleans in the middle of one of the top 10 wettest Aprils on record. 2.3 inches of rain Monday shatters a daily rainfall total, over an inch more than the old mark set in 1949. Meanwhile, farther north in Baton Rouge, classes canceled at Louisiana State University as flooding and 56-mile-an-hour winds tear through the campus.
All right, and we'll look back in this area again this afternoon for the possibility of strong to severe storms. This city, Mobile, is back in the crosshairs for some potentially heavy rain and some damaging winds and hail. Our Mike Seidel is there. Hey, good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Sam. The morning is dawning bright and sunny. Look behind me, all the dry air, the clearing skies coming in from the north and west. That is a north-northeasterly wind, Old Glory in the distance, and we're looking back towards Mobile. What's going to happen is we're going to have the sunshine this morning. It's going to be a beautiful day, temperatures in the 70s. But what you can't see on the surface chart is what's going on upstairs. We've got that pesky upper low. Part of the reason we've had all the storms recent days, that's going to come in this direction and destabilize the atmosphere. So cold air, loft heating, boom, pop-up showers and thunderstorms. They were more than pop-ups yesterday. Let me take you to Baton Rouge and look at this rainfall from David Hand. I mean, look at it coming down. These are frog stranglers. These will float some things away. It was pouring. The winds were gusting 50, 60, even 70 miles an hour. We had wind damage reports from Del Rio, Texas, all the way to New Orleans, and that certainly classifies as a derecho, more than 250 miles. That was about 650 miles of scattered wind damage reports, mostly trees and power lines. Hey, the search is back underway. They got it back underway late yesterday after those storms rolled through here. They've got a chopper up and two vessels, the Coast Guard out off Dolphin Island. That's where the regatta went out on Saturday, and tragedy ensued as those storms came in. 2 were killed, they drowned, and 4 boaters are still missing. And they're hoping to find them alive, but considering the water temperature and how many days they've been in the water, Sam, you know, you got to hope for the best, but that may not be possible. But they're out there right now, the Coast Guard, doing what they do best, trying to find those 4 missing boaters. And more storms potentially isolated later on this afternoon could affect that search and rescue. Sam?
Yeah, so much conversation, Mike, generated around those hundreds of boats that were in the water when that storm passed through, and those 4 sailors that are still missing today. All right, Mike Seidel reporting from Mobile, Alabama live. Hey, let's turn our eyes west this morning because, Jen, looks like 63 degrees right now in L.A., and that sounds like a nice start to me.
Yeah, 63 degrees in L.A., 63 degrees in Mobile, where we just saw Mike Seidel. You notice there, he actually had a coat on because it's going to be a little cool for some parts of the midsection, but over towards the west, temperatures are just surging. As we show you, Los Angeles today, you're going to see a high 86 degrees. We're going to keep the 80s around through Friday, but notice you're going to stay above average. Typically, you should be at 74 degrees. So what's going on? You're saying, hey, break this down for me. We have this ridge of high pressure in place, and we're going to be looking at this ridge building, but it's also going to be moving over towards the east. As it does, it's going to be bringing some warmer air in place for areas including the Dakotas, parts of Minnesota, down towards parts even of Kansas. Look at these numbers. They're actually 65 for afternoon high in San Francisco, 73 in Salt Lake City, 12 degrees above average, 90 in Phoenix. Speaking of Phoenix, you're going to see very likely your first 100-degree forecast coming this year as we head to the end of the week. Tomorrow, look at 74 degrees in Denver and then 70 degrees in Kansas City. As we show you Chicago, your average high should be 64, well below average by Friday, back to normal. Right now, we turn over to Anna Redis with an update on the news headlines.
Good morning, Jen. Good morning to you at home. Our headlines begin at the Supreme Court. People lined up this morning hoping for a seat for today's historic arguments over same-sex marriage. Justices have allotted 2.5 hours, which is 90 minutes more than usual. The court is expected to answer the question, must states issue marriage licenses to 2 people of the same sex? A ruling is expected by late June. In the meantime, SpaceX launches a rocket at Cape Canaveral, Florida, putting a satellite high above the equator for Turkmenistan. It's the first communication satellite for the Central Asian nation. A thick cover of clouds delayed liftoff for about 3 hours. A tanker truck and a tractor trailer collide near Philadelphia and explode in flames. One of the drivers is dead. The tractor trailer was loaded with an ingredient for makeup, which is the white powder that you see on your screen there on the ground. And switching gears, the Tony nominations are out this morning for Broadway's Best. The musicals An American in Paris and Fun Home lead with 12 nominations each. Those are your headlines for this hour. On the other side of the break, though, the New Orleans airport recovering after high winds knocked out power, diverting flights and lining up passengers 4 hours. We're going to talk to one of the passengers stranded while on his business trip.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, save up to $200 on eyeglasses. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
Hey ladies, you love it. You gotta have it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that cinnamon and sugar is so irresistible. Everybody craves those crazy squares.
Anna, Tom, what can I help you find today?
We are repainting, but our kids are tough on walls.
I totally get it. You need Valspar. It's our best paint. It'll stand up to the wildest play dates.
That is exactly what we need.
Do not hit your brother.
And you know, with the Valspar color guarantee, if you don't like the color, you get a new one free.
What?
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Change color for free?
We've been doing that for years. Hey, Val, check it out. Hey, Val.
I see you, honey.
Getting help at the paint studio at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Joseph A. Bank presents Buy One, Get More. Choose from sport coats, shirts, pants, and more. Purchase one item and receive any 2 items free. Sale ends Saturday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
The final battle of Saigon has begun.
Everybody was looking for ways to get out.
If we were going to get people out, we were going to have to make it happen. I jumped out. My brother jumped out. My mom was holding my sister. It was the first step to American freedom.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead. Big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I looked at my options. Then I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it helps pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs.
To me, relationships matter. I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So don't wait. Call now and request this free decision guide to help you better understand Medicare and which AARP Medicare supplement plan might be best for you. There's a wide range to choose from.
We love to travel, and there's so much more to see. So we found a plan that can travel with us anywhere in the country.
Join the millions of people who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over for generations. Remember, all Medicare supplement insurance plans help cover what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide and learn more about the kinds of plans that will be here for you now and down the road.
I have a lifetime of experience, so I know how important that is.
Welcome back. You are watching AMHQ, 43 minutes past the hour. Hello, hail. You're looking at this coming down in Nederland, Texas. You hear it popping there. Well, this is near Port Arthur. Nearly 2 inches of rain came down yesterday. In addition to that pesky hail, reports of hail an inch wide in some areas, up to 2 inches wide in others, getting very close to golf ball sized hail. You hate it when you're looking out the window and you're saying, oh man, my car's outside. I didn't pull it in the garage. Well, let's talk about the south. We can actually see a little bit of hail trying to pop up across parts of Florida today, and you can see why. This cluster of storms that are going to continue to move in from west to east. We've been watching Florida really the last couple of days, just been getting hammered. We have this front up there, but this is also producing some lightning, and the lightning has been impressive today. We'll continue to see that. This we're going to time out for you because it is just basically roaring in for Tampa. The rain around for you will continue this through the thunderstorm activity, even through 8 o'clock tonight. Miami as well. In fact, you're under a marginal risk for severe storms today, so can't rule out the chance of a few isolated tornadoes out there. We are dealing with supercells tomorrow morning, still looking at stormy times out there. Hello to you in Naples. I have some friends in Naples. Hello, Al, and it's going to be a rough one out there. Today, the severe storms out there, you can see it all across parts of the panhandle, and then the spotty hail around, and then we move ahead and we add in the damaging wind threat. There is tomorrow. The impacts are going to be greatest from central to southern parts of Florida. The spotty hail is in place. Now we move that ahead and we look at the forecast and show you some of the rainfall amounts. We're talking some of these locations could be squeezing out even more. Look at this. This is a little pocket just to the south of Tampa, 3 to 5 inches, 1 to 2 overall. But this rainy pattern has just been around way too long. The people and across parts of Florida, if you go in there, visit there, you're like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah, it's certainly been
I should have went to North Dakota.
It's been a wet, it's definitely been a wet season. And I love how Jen uses the forecast to, instead of a text or instead of an email. So Al, I hope you're doing well. You know, you can respond to us through the Weather Channel as well.
We can give them my weather one day.
Let's show you some of the incredible images of the strong storms that not only blew across Alabama, Louisiana yesterday, but are working their way through Florida today. Winds tossing a freight train car off a bridge, and more than one. And that's how powerful that wind was. 56 to 66 miles an hour, reported in that area. New Orleans International Airport is shut down, delaying and diverting passengers for several hours, causing a lot of travel headaches for many like our My Weather guests. So let's check in. Hey, David Petrus this morning. Hey, David, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, David, tell us a little bit about your day yesterday. Where are you right now? And tell us where you were trying to get to and how your day was yesterday.
Well, I'm in downtown New Orleans, which is where I wanted to end up.
Good.
I started off yesterday in Indianapolis and had a flight going through Washington, D.C., and we were coming in to land in New Orleans, and because of the weather, they diverted to Houston.
Oh.
And then from there, they scrambled to get a plane load of people back to New Orleans. And so after probably, I don't know, hour and a half, they got us on a flight back to New Orleans, but then they wouldn't let us take off because of the weather, which is, you know, that's fine. I appreciate them being safe.
Sure.
We finally make it into New Orleans probably around 4:30 or something like that, which originally I should have been there around 11:30.
Oh, wow.
And then we sat on the plane on the tarmac for about 40 minutes, and then they pulled us up to the actual gate and thought we were going to disembark, but because of no power in the airport, they couldn't run the jetways safely to the plane. So we just sat there for another 30, 45 minutes until they decided to allow us to use the old-fashioned manual stairs coming down off the back of the airplane to get into the airport.
You had the day, my friend. You are the winner of the day. Now, everybody who was trying to travel into New Orleans had a little bit of an issue. We're showing your pictures of the airports, the many airports that you visited yesterday on your way to New Orleans. And we're also showing the pictures of the storm damage in the New Orleans area. So, David, you're very lucky that they did the extra care and not get you in there during those storms. I'll tell you that, because those winds were something, and they were capable of doing some big damage. But now that you're safely in New Orleans, I hope your luggage has followed you. Here's a look at the forecast for you. 9 a.m. We've got another line of storms coming at 3 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we're into the storms as well, and 7 o'clock. So when we come back, hang tight, because we're going to talk to Chris and Sam about what's coming up today.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter
At fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it.
That's awesome. They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's the last line up at fence.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Turn the land you own into the land you love with a Mahindra tractor. Proudly assembled right here in America. The people who stand behind your Mahindra are your friends and neighbors and a part of your community. So you can thank Dexter, Reuben, and Myra for the homegrown quality of your Mahindra.
The world's #1 selling tractor. Visit MahindraUSA.com.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Introducing new Country Time Lemonade Starter with real lemon juice. A fresh new way to make Country Time.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
52 minutes after the hour, just about time to top off the coffee and get ready for Weather Center Live. Chris and Sam, what have you guys got?
Well, if you're watching us yesterday, a couple hours from now, it would be 24 hours. Yeah. We were watching those storms. You were talking to that gentleman there in New Orleans. Those storms moving in. We saw them coming on the cameras. Wow. It was absolutely amazing. And there were tornado warnings all over the place. We're going to revisit what happened there. coming up.
And
All right.
has some newer pictures, too, to show.
Some new pictures and some video. And then the question is, what caused that? What it's going to do next?
Yeah, where's it going? I mean, we're talking about a possible coastal low that could affect, millions of people as we head towards Thursday. So we have to keep our eye on that. So we will.
And we've got those active storms right now that are moving into Florida this morning. It's all part of that very active Gulf. Hey, let's talk to Dr. Greg this morning. We'll talk about we'll do the lightning count, I guess, Dr. Greg, because it's been active.
Yeah, Sam, I am definitely going to get to those storms coming into Florida too, but I also want to talk about sort of a coastal low that's going to be developing over the next couple of days and bring some rain and cool conditions across parts of the mid-Atlantic and Northeast over the next couple of days. Look at, for example, on Thursday, we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms, but this is not really a warm air mass. Those are not really warm thunderstorms. As we go through Thursday and Friday, a cool system is going to be in place with northeast wind, perhaps pretty strong across parts of New England, kind of like in a nor'easter fashion. This cyclone is going to be rolling up the East Coast. And where exactly it goes, we don't really know, but close enough to certainly impact parts of the East Coast. And I'll tell you what, if this were February, we'd be dealing with a snowstorm potentially along the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. But thankfully, it's late April, right? And we're going to be dealing with rain. One of the models, the GFS model, brings this thing up the coast. But look at these little lines together. See those isobars? Those are lines of equal pressure. Some pretty strong winds coming in. So if nothing else, watch out for coastal New England and some strong, cold, relatively speaking, northeast winds. Pattern is going to be changing a little bit. Right now, we've got this sort of odd-looking gyre in the jet stream at upper levels over the northeast Atlantic, and we've got a ridge here in the west. Both of those guys are helping to suppress the jet stream, which actually is associated with a frontal zone that's all the way down there. That's going to be changing because as it goes through, say, today and over the weekend, and maybe even early next week, things flatten out. Now, when they do, what that means is that we're going to have a jet stream shape that's quite a bit different in just a few days. It's going to be coming out of the west and southwest, and that's going to warm everybody up. But at the same time, reintroduce, I think, the possibility of warmth and humidity and the possibility of some thunderstorms in the middle part of the country. For example, Sunday, Monday, around that time frame. We're going to have highs in the 80s, all the way probably up close to the Canadian border, and along with that, whoosh, some showers and thunderstorms. And too early to know if there's going to be any significant severe weather with that, but just keep an eye on it because the pattern will be changing from this relatively cool and stable one to one that's going to be much more supportive of severe in the next couple of days. Speaking of severe, we have to keep an eye on this thunderstorm complex rolling out of the Gulf of Mexico. Look at some of these cloud tops, so rugged appearance, overshooting tops. They are up to about 55,000 feet. And with this complex holding together, sustaining itself across the Gulf of Mexico, supported by some high altitude wind shear, there's a 20% chance of a watch that's going to be issued by the Storm Prediction Center across parts of Central and South Florida. Whether it's a tornado box or not, it doesn't matter. Supercells are possible, I think, in this part of Florida. Hail and high winds, maybe even a tornado or two, guys, could be pretty active and nasty across Central and South Florida throughout much of the morning and afternoon hours. Sam, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Greg. So before we go today, we do need to mention it is National Superhero Day. National Superhero Day. And I was trying to figure out how you would celebrate that, and we got an answer on Twitter, but you got some pictures ahead of that too.
Yeah, ahead of that, we saw on the radar that Sarasota has gotten part of the rain already. Look at this picture sent from a tweeter earlier today of those storm clouds rolling into Sarasota. Beautiful. It is a great picture, and it shows you people are still out on the beach. We know this storm is packing lightning, and you definitely don't want to do that. If you see storms like that, you want to head inside, or if you hear lightning.
Yeah. If you're seeing the dark skies like that, that says, hello, I need to go indoors.
Yep.
Pennsylvania, good morning to you. A lovely spring morning.
Wait a minute. Wait. I can't get this right. I'm going to try this. Lake Wallenpaupack?
That's it.
That sounds right. Just say it fast.
Wallenpaupack.
Say it fast. Sam Champion on Twitter.
Okay, thank you for that. Because it is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous
And
shot.
then your favorite picture, Sam. Hashtag National Superhero
got
Day.
Me at hello.
Hey. This tweeter out of New York says this is how she'll celebrate it, by wearing Wonder Woman socks.
I love that. So Samantha and Chris asked me if you could be a superhero, what one would you be? And I was kind of stumped. What would your superhero be?
Wonder Woman. But you know what? I have to tell you, our superhero is, I call Jim Cantori. He's like a superhero.
He is.
He's back tomorrow.
Jim's back tomorrow. What's your superhero?
My superhero would be Wonder Woman too.
Wow, come on, you guys. There's got to be something better.
It's not like we have that many female superhero idols that we can look up to.
I don't know. I like the Hulk. I also like the guy, I can't think of his name, but the guy who's the Rock. He's just like, he's made of like rock pieces. Rock. And he's like, strong. I can't think of his name.
I like the Rock.
Have an amazing day.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Samantha Moore. A dynamic storm system has brought damage to parts of the south over the past few days, and that same system is heading east.
So with that, who's on alert? We're tracking who's seeing rain and storms right now. Here's a live look from Tampa, a wet scene, and where the thunderstorms will go this afternoon.
And we're going to be talking about where it is headed as it goes on up the coastline, because it's going to be affecting a lot of folks here, millions of people in the Middle Atlantic potentially. We're going to break down your odds for rain.
And terror in Tibet. Some new video of the massive earthquake. Scary video here. An update from Nepal, plus one climber's reaction after the quake triggered an avalanche on Mount Everest. A very horrifying scene.
Yeah, just awful pictures coming out of that part of the world. Well, let's take you into the storm reports that we have had since this weekend. Gosh, it was such an active day, especially for tornadoes on Sunday. And then you can see all of these icons, a lot of wind reports, wind damage, and also we had a couple of tornado reports yesterday. So this is the same system, Chris, that we're watching that continues to affect the Gulf Coast with all of those strong thunderstorms.
Yeah, and you can see the last couple of frames there with that rain moving into Florida with some of the hail reports as well right there. So let's pick it up and show you what we're talking about and where the threat's going to be. The first threat we're going to watch is going to be in Florida, but also there's a bigger area with the threat for thunderstorms later on. And this is that threat here. And you can see once again in Louisiana, including New Orleans, all the way over to South Florida and parts of the Gulf Coast states, dealing with that threat for some storms today, some of which will be strong. This is a look at where the National Weather Service giving a chance for a watch later on today. And you can see that this does include a big portion of Florida. And you can see kind of that bubbly look here to the atmosphere. You have some of the clouds that have that kind of a wispy, nice look to them. And then you have this, the kind of disturbance in there. That's what we're going to watch as it moves in for the potential of some more active weather. And ahead of that here, you can see what that is doing here on radar. Tampa, we saw earlier some of that rain, and we're still looking at that wet weather as it's driving down, kind of slowly down the west coast of Florida. A closer look here, St. Pete's, Tampa area, some of that heavy rain coming in. And we have had some storms here lately, and we do have some more lightning that's moving in right now. So we are seeing some lightning associated with these storms, and they're dropping a lot of rain. You can see here, that yellow is where some of the heaviest rain has come down just in the past 3 hours. Bigger picture now, as we look at some of that lightning, and again, we saw with the clouds and the radar that there's a mess that is bearing down on Central and South Florida right now, and we're going to watch that move in. We're also, as we see what we're expecting with the storms later on this afternoon, we're also watching here in Mobile, Alabama. We're expecting to see potentially some strong storms moving in. Let's go to meteorologist Mike Seidel. He is live there right now. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning, Chris, out here on beautiful Mobile Bay and the USS Alabama, the battleship that served us well. She served us well back in World War II. It's been moored here now for 50 years. And I was told just recently they had some of the crew members back. The youngest is now 87 years old. Back here in Mobile, we had storms yesterday. These are the same storms that started way back in Texas. We had a derecho from Del Rio across north of Houston, the Piney Woods, and then into New Orleans. Over 100 wind damage reports. And some of those right there in the city of New Orleans. Look at this. These are train cars blown off the tracks of the Huey Long Bridge. Notice it's elevated. The train cars were blown down to the bottom. That takes quite a wind. Now, I got to tell you, the train cars were unloaded, but still, you got to consider winds gusting over 70 miles an hour. Fortunately, no one was injured. And then northwest to Baton Rouge, where LSU canceled classes after the storms hit. More trees and power lines down. At one point in Louisiana, over 200,000 customers were without power. And in LSU land, they had some flooded dormitories, some buildings flooded out, and some leaky roofs, Chris. Today, it's much quieter, but again, surface heating now will give rise to some storms this afternoon. Chris?
All right, Mike, stay right there. We want to show people the radar, what you're looking at. Because you see behind Mike, the sky's not looking too bad. And as we look, and you can see that this is where we are expecting storms to develop later on. This is what the one forecast model is expecting that the rains look like. And there's Mobile right there. That's later on this evening in the afternoon. And as Mike was just talking about, expecting to see some of that sunshine possibly help destabilize the atmosphere a bit, Mike. Also, he said the USS Alabama behind you. Have you been aboard that yet? That's a pretty neat tour if you haven't taken that, by the way.
Many years ago, Chris. And speaking of boats, the Coast Guard is back out Saturday out off Dauphin Island. The regatta going out, over 100 boats registered went out there. Winds kicked up with the storms. One boat measured wind gust at 73 miles an hour. That's just 1 mile per hour below hurricane force. They lost 2 sailors. 4 boaters are still missing. They're back out this morning. The weather is great for the search. Water's just a light chop. And they're hoping to find these 4 missing boaters. They've got a chopper up and 2 vessels. But what you see behind me, beautiful clear skies, blue skies, crisp. But what you don't see is what's going on aloft. Cooler air coming in aloft for the upper low. So we're very confident we'll see storms beginning to develop. Both of the short-range high-res models start popping those storms around 1 p.m. Central this afternoon. Chris?
Meteorologist Mike Seidel reporting from Mobile, Alabama. Thank you very much for that, Mike. Also following some important international stories. Let's go to Sam for that.
Yeah, that 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Nepal this weekend, continuing to be one of our major news headlines, killing more than 5,000 people and flattening centuries-old buildings in the capital city of Kathmandu. About 100 miles away on Mount Everest, the quake set off a series of deadly avalanches. A hiker posted video of the avalanche that rolled over Mount Everest base camp after that quake.
The ground is shaking. What about if the ground opens up? Oh! No! Come under my jacket. Come under my jacket. Are you okay? Yeah. You all right? Yeah. Maybe in the kitchen tent. Yeah, maybe.
Just incredible images coming out, and we'll have the latest from Nepal in just a moment, including new video from the moments the earthquake struck.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by Champion Windows, Sunrooms, and Home Exteriors. Every home needs a champion.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays. One man's trash. This is perfect. Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel. True Green presents the Yardleys.
Dad!
Sorry. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green. Live life outside.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles, other times by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
The Fiat 500 isn't alone anymore. It's part of a big Italian family.
Now to the growing humanitarian disaster in Nepal after the massive earthquake. Officials at the National Emergency Operations Center say the death toll is now exceeding 5,000.
Yes, food and water, medicine, and other necessities are slowly trickling into Nepal to help the injured and the displaced, but it is far from what's needed. NBC's Richard Engel is in Kathmandu with more.
This is the moment Nepal was brought to its knees. The quake left thousands dead, and much of this already poor country without power, short of clean water. Centuries-old temples fell. Here in Kathmandu, the historic town center was devastated. Many are staying outdoors in parks and on the streets, terrified of repeated aftershocks. Nepal has mobilized its troops for relief work. Volunteers desperately dig by hand. Sarela Tawari used to come to this very spot to have coffee in the shade of a temple.
It's all my place, it's my country, it's my people.
Mostly, they're searching for bodies in these piles. But sometimes there's the unexpected. International rescue teams have finally arrived. But getting outside the capital is a struggle. Roads blocked, helicopters in short supply. NBC's Ian Williams reached one town just outside the capital.
Some of the worst damage is around these narrow alleyways of Old Bhaktapur, where there are a few buildings which haven't been impacted by the quake. This one propped up precariously by pieces of wood.
In more remote and inaccessible villages, the toll is still unknown. In a hospital in Kathmandu, we saw workers take away dozens of unclaimed bodies to be cremated. A line of people watched, hoping to identify missing loved ones. Inside the emergency room, every bed was full.
We have received a lot of patients with blunt injuries.
A doctor told us they're working back-to-back shifts.
Hospitals in Nepal are overwhelmed. This one doesn't have nearly enough beds, so patients are left to recover on blankets and under tarps in the parking lot.
The Kawar family of 9 is spending a third night outdoors. Sunita's 5-month-old daughter died in the quake. Sunita broke her ribs and arm. And like so many here now, this family has no home to return to.
And still, climbers are stuck at a base camp on Mount Everest after the powerful earthquake triggered a lot of avalanches.
And they're still worried because of all the aftershocks that they're seeing. I mean, literally, we've had hundreds of aftershocks after the initial quake of 7.8 on the Richter scale. So pretty incredible magnitude there. And obviously, we've seen the devastation and then all the aftershocks that could occur, which could cause more landslides and avalanches. And you can see they're also dealing with some weather here too, Chris, with that threat of thunderstorms as we head in through the rest of today. They're going to have to dodge the weather situation here as well, on top of all the aftershocks that they're seeing here. So some rough weather for ahead, at least for the next 24 to 36 hours.
And you get up into the higher elevations and it can be much colder than what it is down below. Mountain weather can be erratic and it creates its own little weather systems as well.
Especially in mountains that high and with that incredible elevation. Well, coming up in about 25 minutes, we'll talk live to one of those climbers who was trying to
And if you want to help the victims, you can donate to several charities.
For more ways to help on what these charities are doing, you can visit our website, weather.com.
And then the same system that we're watching produce severe weather and have watched produce severe weather throughout parts of the South could now bring some wind, rain, and high surf to the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast by the end of the week into the weekend.
That's right, but models right now are showing 2 different solutions. So coming up, what this means for timing and impacts along the East Coast. We'll break down the 2 different scenarios.
The final battle of Saigon has begun.
I was told that I should not try to take any Vietnamese out.
If we were going to get people out, we were going to have to make it happen.
We're pulling them on as fast as we can. There's a sea of humanity jamming on. People are falling off the air stairs.
Who goes? And who gets left behind?
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, save up to $200 on eyeglasses. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
This week.
This is just physical evidence of change.
Ed talks with the people most likely to be impacted by rising sea levels.
We need to raise all that infrastructure.
And explores possible solutions for not just holding back the rising tide, but creating a more sustainable future. On The Ed Show, all this week at 5 on MSNBC.
I think about the shape. I think about color. I also think about sound. I take it into my brain and I think about what would it look like to me? My Tin Man has a big toe the size of a house. The lion is small like a toy poodle and has webbed duck feet. And he is very scared of everything. My scarecrow has wooden teeth and his fingernails are really long. and his clothes have tubes on them. And that's Dorothy. She looks like me.
Everyone has a favorite movie. Now, people with visual disabilities can find theirs. Comcast is proud to introduce the first talking guide from Xfinity.
Sundays.
One man's trash. This is perfect. Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers. Sundays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8, brought to you by Champion Windows, Sunrooms, and Home Exteriors. Every home needs a champion.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
A lot of lightning and a lot of rain moving into Florida right now, and you can see here the latest radar showing some very heavy downpours moving in from the Gulf itself across Tampa, across 275, moving then towards the interior as well. So into Sebring, expect to see some very heavy rain in the near future, and then we'll end up seeing that rain working its way towards all the folks vacationing perhaps for spring break here in Orlando. So a lot of torrential rain moving in, a lot of lightning as well, Chris, and I know they're ready for this to be over with.
That's right. Storms bringing rain will eventually be moving into the I-95 corridor. And the question is, New York City, what's your deal going to be this weekend? Looking good right now. There is a chance for some showers by the end of the week. Boston also going to see that chance for some showers. Looking nice in D.C., but also the chance for some changing weather that could include a few raindrops. Now, take a look at why there's still some uncertainty. We're going to show you why there's some uncertainty in the fact of where this low is going to go. We're comparing 2 forecast models, and we're going to see something develop out here. But notice I drew a bigger circle here. Here's one point, the center of one of the lows potentially. That would be the United States GFS model, the American model for short. And then I want to show you, compare side by side what for the same time period, another model. These are 2 models that we look at and help determine what our forecast is going to be. And notice the difference in here. Okay, there is quite a bit of difference between the GFS and the Euro. Now, if this dot was right next to this dot or vice versa, then you'd have better confidence in the forecast. But this is what we're dealing with right here. 2 models showing different solutions, which means different outcomes when it comes to your weather. This is a look, if the GFS model is 100% accurate, this is a look at what's going to happen. We're going to watch this go up and break some stronger winds into New Jersey, and then eventually watch those winds pick up, go into Delaware, into parts of Maryland, and that was through the Friday time frame here. Now we're going to look at the Euro also with the winds, and watch this. It's tracking in a different course here, going Thursday night into Friday morning. Now it's much farther offshore, and the stronger winds also offshore. Now let's look at the surface pressure and the rain associated with this. This brings much more wet weather here, the I-95 corridor, going from Virginia up into D.C. and parts of Pennsylvania. Now this is into Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Then it goes offshore, but still seeing some of that rain and wet conditions in New Jersey. Now here's a look at the Euro, a different solution here. If you look, not as much rain for the D.C. area and up into Pennsylvania. In fact, this one keeps it dry. So that's why we use words this far away, like chance for some rain, because we have two models showing different solutions. Samantha, let's take a look at that official forecast right now.
Yeah, let's take a look at what we think is really going to happen here when we mesh the models and use our expertise. But you can see all that moisture moving in ahead of the system we've been talking about over the course of the weekend and the beginning of this week. And we're going to see it continue to move up the coast, and then we have an upper disturbance that's going to end up strengthening the storm as it moves along the coastline. So that can enhance some of the rainfall here in places like Wilmington, North Carolina. We're expecting to see the showers move in on our Wednesday and into Thursday. So it could be a decent soaking here as we head into tomorrow. We'll see those scattered thunderstorms continue to move across South Georgia in through the Carolinas and then on up the coast in Virginia and stretching over into our nation's capital, in fact, as well. So this is going to continue as we head into Friday, too. We'll see more rain moving in to parts of the Delmarva Peninsula, and this could be more rain for folks who are getting rain weary, Chris.
And Sam, no matter what the system brings to the coast, it's already left its mark on the south. Coming up, some of the most compelling video and pictures from the past several days and some scary moments that included tornadoes, damaging winds, and flooding rain from Texas to the Gulf Coast. Now, it is amazing out there with severe weather and just some nice weather, too. And to show you that, Kate Park and Reynolds Wolf hitting the road, taking a spring tour. See the reports beginning on May 1st, only here on the Weather Channel.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste. Grandpa! Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
When you're not confident your company's data is secure, the possibility of a breach can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help. We monitor our network traffic worldwide, so we see things others can't, mitigating risks across your business, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Carpools, conferences, microwave dinners. They blur one into the next. We lose ourselves in the fog of everyday life and drift away from what matters. But like a beacon in the night, it finds us. The light of more than 100 lighthouses burning through that fog and beckoning us back to what's real and true. This light shines for us all. This light is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
This Master Blast is delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you wearing that sash?
Because I'm a blast scout, Pete.
I don't know what that is.
We're dedicated to the enjoyment of blasts.
So those are patches for different things?
They represent different blasts. This is a waffleberry brownie.
What's that one for?
That's strawberry pucker pie.
What's that one?
Oh, that's a banana bobana crumble.
And what's that one for?
That one's covering up a hole.
Tons of surprising Master Blast flavor combos you're sure to love. Scouts Honor. And don't forget our half-price shakes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Hut. When it comes to losing weight, everyone has a number. And if you want to get your performance back and feel great, do what I did. One call and I lost it all. 22 pounds gone.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus Kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem has everything you need to feel better, look better, and perform better at any age, faster than ever before.
I haven't felt this good in years. Thank you, Nutrisystem. I lost 8 pounds in the first week.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes and craving crusher shakes, free. New food selections, new expert guides. Call now and lock in 2014 prices, and shipping is free.
Whether your number's 10 or 50, make the right call. Nutrisystem.
Call 855-789-THIN now and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning.
We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And then it hit. When you took it to the edge, didn't give up.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest hail I've ever seen.
Some big hail for sure. A lot of storms moving through, Samantha.
Absolutely. So we're talking about where they're headed next because we've had so much lightning associated with these storms, you know, especially earlier this morning.
And we want to thank you for staying with us here on Weather Center Live with Samantha Moore. Moving right now into Florida after watching storms throughout parts of Texas the past couple of days, Louisiana, many of the Gulf Coast states.
And that same system brought severe weather and heavy rain to the Gulf Coast. This is a live look coming in from Tampa right now. We're going to end up seeing between 1 to 2 inches of rain. And along with that rain, you can expect windy conditions gusting to around 20 miles per hour. What a nasty day here in Tampa, Chris. I mean, those are a lot of low clouds. There's a lot of rain, and it's just a day where you want to be inside.
It is. If you look at the radar, you see all that gray and the wet scene here we have in Tampa. It's showing that for sure on the radar. Let's go ahead and take a look at that radar and show you where the rain is coming down. Now, the radar in Tampa is showing a mix of some green, some yellow, and some orange. It's the orange that's the heavier rain, and we're getting ready to see more of that move in. So in Tampa, you have that little bit of a mix right now as we're watching these storms move through. And already in Tampa itself, we saw where that camera was, a little bit less than an inch. Some of the heavier rain right now still offshore, and we're going to watch that rain eventually move into Florida here in the next several minutes and hours, because that back edge is still going to take a little while to get through. And once it gets all the way in, it's going to be hanging around, making for some wet weather in Central and South Florida. Also be careful for some lightning. If you're in Miami right now, all the way up just south of Fort Pierce, you're dealing with some maybe a few clouds, but that's really about it until this mess moves in, and that chance for some lightning and storms will increase throughout the day. And as we look here, you can see even this part right here expecting to move into Fort Myers, and there's a pretty far south back edge to this. So that threat for thunderstorms goes all the way down to South Florida. And then later on today, we're going to watch the threat for storms increase here in the western Gulf Coast states, including parts of Louisiana and into Alabama, Mississippi, and eventually into the Panhandle. But we're going to watch early on. You can see the rain right here, and then while the afternoon and evening gets going, maximum daytime heating, then we're going to focus our attention on some of the stronger storms in some of the western Gulf Coast states. And you may remember we were focused on Louisiana, and in particular from Baton Rouge all the way to New Orleans and beyond yesterday with some strong storms coming through. Let's take a look at some of the video from yesterday. We saw a train blow off a bridge here in New Orleans. This, we see the aftermath right here. If you can kind of make out what's going on, it looks like here's the part of a car here, and you can see kind of back here behind that, the structure there, you can see some of the train. Think about this. This fell off of this bridge here, the Huey P. Long Bridge, and look how high that is. And to see that train coming down, just an absolutely amazing sight. And we were covering these storms live here about this time, getting closer. In fact, it started off, we were watching storms move into Baton Rouge and LSU, Louisiana State University. And this is a look at some of the aftermath, showing you what some of the strong winds did. You can see here, look at that big tree snapped. And then the sidewalk here all covered with leaves and pieces of debris, and then the dark skies going along with it. So we did see quite a bit of activity and some storms at its peak. About 83,000 homes in Baton Rouge did lose power. And as we look here, you can still see some of the storm damage as well. Let's go to Samantha right now with a closer look at some of the cleanup.
Oh, yes. You know, this morning cleanup is underway across the South. I mean, we had so many storm reports the last few days, and a day after another round of tornadoes and severe storms barreled on through, 8 EF0 tornadoes confirmed on Monday in Fort Worth, Texas alone. And here's a look at all of the storms as they move through Texas on Sunday and then in through Louisiana and in through the Gulf Coast as well. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more for us from New Orleans.
Powerful winds near hurricane force and relentless rain swept through Louisiana, knocking out power to more than 160,000 people and blowing part of a cargo train off a bridge. Witnesses describe the scene when those cars plummeted to the ground.
We hear a loud boom, and then boom, boom, boom. It was either 3 or 4 times.
Major flooding shut down highways and roads. At New Orleans Airport, 70-mile-an-hour winds knocked out power.
I just landed here at the New Orleans Airport, and the power has just come back on.
More than a dozen tornadoes tore through the South this weekend. Texas, the hardest hit, daylight revealing some of the destruction. The fast-moving storms pounded the Dallas area, tearing apart homes, leaving fields of debris and displacing families.
We realized we needed to leave once it started coming to the port.
With ominous clouds on the horizon.
Oh my gosh, we've got softball-sized hail going on.
One driver west of Fort Worth couldn't escape the destructive hail.
Oh my gosh.
Off the Alabama coast, the desperate search is on for 4 people still missing after a violent storm tore through a sailboat regatta Saturday. 40 people were rescued, 2 were killed. Many who were on the water are thankful to have survived.
I've sailed all over the world, and that's probably the worst I've ever been in.
So where are these storms headed next? Well, we're going to see a couple of episodes here as we head in through this afternoon. Watch for those thunderstorms across Central and South Florida, particularly here in Miami as we head into the evening hours. Then we'll get a bit of a break, and then the storms likely to redevelop once we get a little more daytime heating and we head into tomorrow afternoon. So we could see some very heavy thunderstorms. In fact, we could see the threat of severe here, really from Orlando, Daytona southward, all the way into West Palm Beach and Miami, and just general thunderstorms to the north. But we'll have to watch for that possibility of severe thunderstorms as the day wears on. Move in across much of North Florida, and then we'll be watching for the redevelopment as we head into Wednesday afternoon for more of those nasty thunderstorms that we've been tracking the last couple of days, Chris.
And Samantha, we do have some new video this morning of the horrifying moment the earthquake shook the neighboring country of China. A scary time for so many people there as they were frantically running as massive boulders falling down the Tibetan region mountainside. Can you imagine? Such a scary scene. And here, more than 24 people have been reported dead. This in Tibet from Saturday's earthquake. And officials are now saying more than 5,000 people confirmed dead in Nepal. The Prime Minister predicting that number will eventually top 10,000.
Yeah, for more on how you can help these victims, please head over to weather.com. And just incredible. I mean, this doesn't even include the number of injured that they're having to treat and care for. So sad pictures, of course, coming from the other side of the world. And it's been 4 days since that massive earthquake, and still getting new pictures out of there.
Coming up, the rescue of climbers on Mount Everest who survived this avalanche triggered by the quake.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely, low 74. Chance of rain, 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible, high 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
Olive Garden's all-new duos are here, but not for long. Starting at $11.99. Our most craveable classics like chicken parmesan, paired with new tastes to explore. All served with unlimited salad and breadsticks. 4 all-new duos starting at $11.99 at Olive Garden.
We're here today asking kids what their favorite vegetable is.
Kids?
Now we're going to give those same kids Bush's baked beans.
That's good.
Bush's baked beans. Try our new brown sugar hickory.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
I accept that I'm not 21. I accept I'm not the sprinter I was back in college. I even accept that I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But I won't accept giving it less than my best. So if I can go for something better than warfarin, I will. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin. Plus, it had less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both. That really mattered to me.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental.
But I'm still going for my personal best and for Eliquis.
Reduced risk of stroke plus less major bleeding. Ask your doctor if Eliquis is right for you.
Do you regularly wear underwear? Do you wear underwear?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I never wear underwear.
Never? Was that too much information?
Yes.
Now, do you think you can get too much information from your car?
No.
This is an email from my car. There are hundreds of diagnostics that the vehicle gathers and sends to me. Does anybody want to meet the sender of this email? This is the 2015 Chevy Malibu.
I love it.
The termite swarm has come. Enter the legions of Terminex with 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business. Sorry, termites, we got a swarm of our own. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminex.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Joseph A. Bank presents Buy One, Get More. Shop our entire stock of finely crafted suits. Purchase one and receive 3 additional suits free. Sale ends Saturday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Doug, you've been staring at that for a while, huh? Listen, TD Ameritrade has former floor traders to help walk you through that complex trade, so you'll be confident enough to do what you want. I'll pull up your number. Blammo. Let's get those guys on the horn. Ooh. Looks like it is time to upgrade your phone, Douglas.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
And welcome back here to Weather Center Live. We're going to speak with somebody who is at 17,000 feet right now in the Himalayas in just a moment, but to get a firsthand perspective of what's going on. But we want to show you kind of how this earthquake happened, how the geology and how the plate tectonics of the world contributed to this, and how this is the sort of thing that is expected. So let's go ahead right here and take a look and show you how this works.
Yeah, it's where the plates come together that we end up seeing, you know, the Himalayas, you know, and of course it's here in India and in Nepal, and you can see how these two plates, the Indian and the Eurasian plates, collide against each other. Of course, as that happens, one's going to go over the other one, and that's where the Himalayas lie, right along the collision of the plates.
And this happening over geological time. So we're talking millions of years here. And what's fascinating also about this, to give you an idea of how this is, these are, you know, you have this earth that's being pushed up, rocks were forming. You can find fossils of sea creatures up high in the mountains because this is such a long period of time. What was seafloor has now been pushed up into the mountains. Certainly an amazing scene.
And it goes way up. I mean, elevation's up to 29,000 feet. That is the elevation of Mount Everest. So at least 18 people have been killed and a dozen more injured on Mount Everest after a series of avalanches were triggered by the 7.8 magnitude quake, and that was about 100 miles away.
Yeah, and right now let's go to the to a satellite phone right now. Joining us at about 17,500 feet, Matt Moniz, who's at a base camp there. Matt, thank you so much for joining us, and can only imagine what it's like there. Can you help give us an idea of what's going on right now?
So right now we are in base camp. Things have actually calmed down a lot over the past few days. Yesterday was spent trying to evacuate everyone out of the upper mountain, but today was relatively mellow comparatively, which was pretty exciting. Got to really focus on packing everything up and figuring out what we're going to do next.
How many people that you know of, Matt, are up on the mountain still that they're searching for?
So right now there's no one up on the upper part of the mountain, which is awesome.
Okay, so everyone has been evacuated.
All right, Matt, can you walk us through where you were and what was going on at the time of the avalanche and the earthquake?
So at the time of the avalanche, I was walking through the middle of camp with my climbing partner, Willie Venegas, and our Sherpa, Fura. And when we saw the avalanche, we all kind of dove behind the rock and sat there for a little while, covered our faces up, and kind of waited it out a little bit. And then after we figured out that everyone was okay, all of base camp really came together and started looking for people and treating people.
And how many people are estimated to have been on the mountain at the time of the earthquake?
So at base camp, there was around 400 people, and on the upper mountain there was probably another 400 people, or there was about 100 people. So about 500 people total.
Matt, we have about 40 seconds, but could you tell us where are you from and what are your plans? What do you do next?
I'm from Boulder, Colorado, and what's next is we're going to try to get back down to Kathmandu and get a flight out of here. But, you know, we're really torn. A lot of the Sherpas have lost a lot of things, so we're going to try to help them out as much as we can, but second priority is getting out of the country.
Yes, and the Sherpas that you're talking about, do most of them live in Kathmandu?
Most of them live in the Khumbu Valley, which was really very affected by the earthquake due to the fact that a lot of their houses were built out of stone, and a lot of them collapsed, which was really sad.
All right, Matt Moniz, a climber there, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. He's out of Boulder, Colorado, and he was talking to us from a satellite phone at higher than 17,000 feet in the Himalayas.
Amazing
Wish him the best of
story.
luck coming home.
Yeah.
Lennox makes the most energy-efficient system you can find, which means the appliance you use the most will also save you the most. Save up to $1,700 on qualifying systems, now through June 12th.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
What's this? A box. It takes worn-out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
With kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. Around on 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
The final battle of Saigon has begun.
Everybody was looking for ways to get out.
If we were going to get people out, we were going to have to make it happen. I jumped out. My brother jumped out. My mom was holding my sister. It was the first step to American freedom.
Can a
protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
New car replacement is just one of the features that comes standard with a base Liberty Mutual policy. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, rates won't go up due to your first accident. Learn more by calling 1-888-380-5644. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. For a free quote today, call Liberty Mutual Insurance at 1-888-380-5644. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Sundays. One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier. Brainstormers. Sundays at 9. Only on the Weather Channel.
All right, now it's time for the severe weather update. I'm Chris Warren along with Samantha Moore. We're looking at the spots where there could be some strong storms later on.
And today we're especially concerned again about New Orleans as the day progresses, stretching into Mobile over towards Panama City. And then, of course, from central to South Florida, we have that threat as well from Tampa into Miami. And you can see where the radar has really been active this morning, Chris, near Sarasota. And all of this heavy rain is working its way onshore right now. And you can see that one band that is going to be moving in. We already have some heavy rain here in south central Florida. So this is, again, another big rainmaker. And we're not only worried about the heavy rain, but the number of lightning strikes here.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to be careful of. Florida, usually the weather's so nice. A lot of people go outside, you play golf, there's fishing. There's a lot to do outdoors in Florida. But there's also a lot of lightning, so you do need to be aware.
Yeah, this isn't just a passing hit or miss thunderstorm that's going to be over, so you want to be out there on the golf course waiting to get in your next hole. This is one you really need to pay attention to because it's going to be around for most of the day.
Yeah, I might spend a little extra time in the clubhouse today. So let's watch this through time here. This is the noon hour, and we're going to watch what the computer shows us the radar and the clouds are going to look like. So the rain and the clouds based on what the future satellite's going to be.
Yes, so it's gray out there. Hopefully a lot of folks aren't out here at the coastline with all the thunderstorms
and
there.
then things get going here later in the day. It's going to need that daytime heating because it's nice right now from New Orleans over to Mobile, but that's going to change.
Yeah, and then we have to be worried about tomorrow afternoon as well, as we could see some more thunderstorms fire up once again. So it's definitely a concern as we head in through tomorrow as well, especially across central and south Florida. So all the folks here at the beaches, heads up. And we're going to be talking some significant amounts of rain. I mean, some 3 to 5 inches here south of Tampa.
All right, and we have seen a rough few days in Texas, Sam. I mean, some amazing video coming out there. We want to show you some more of the video we've seen right here. Some of this lightning coming in.
Just look at that cloud-to-cloud lightning, also cloud-to-ground lightning. But you can really see all the little branches of the lightning bolt there. It's really fascinating video.
We can't hear it, but you can imagine the crackling sound that's going on. And that's the thing, if you're not familiar, if you don't live in one of these areas where you get a lot of thunderstorms and these intense big ones, just the sound of the lightning and the frequent lightning is phenomenal.
Yeah, and you're right to describe it as crackling because it's not the pow and the bam. It's that crackling sound as it goes from cloud to cloud. And then on top of that, besides the lightning, we've had to deal with some incredibly huge hail. This coming out of Nederland, Texas, and you can see it is just pouring. They're pouring hail.
There's always a couple things to look at when you see the swimming pool when there's hail. First, you're going to notice it looks like the swimming pool is boiling because of the very heavy
looks like a bunch of piranha are in there.
Or something active is happening here. And then you'll see some darker spots coming down, which usually means leaves and other pieces of vegetation are getting torn up by the hail.
Yeah, all that hail just pounding some of the vegetation around there, and obviously causing some damage to a lot of the plants in the area. But let's talk about hail size and what it takes to get some of these larger hailstones.
Essentially, it's the rising air going up, and you get a hailstone that starts forming, and it's the updraft is what it's called, that rising air in a thunderstorm, which creates the cloud itself with the rising moist air. And with that, the faster the updrafts, the bigger the hail potential.
Absolutely, and here's how it works for sure. There you can see this severe thunderstorm, it looks like here to me, and you can see that updraft taking all that moisture upwards, and these updrafts of course can be over 100 miles per hour. Up goes the droplet you were talking about, Chris.
Yeah, there it goes.
And it ends up freezing as it continues that trip up into the thunderstorm, into the middle levels where those temperatures are well below freezing, and it continues to grow and grow as long as it continues to circulate there.
What's interesting though, you might have one piece of ice, but there's also some very small little water droplets, they're called. They can exist when temperatures are well below freezing, but once they touch something, that's when they freeze, and that's the hailstone. They can get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger and fall to the ground. I mean, look at this one. The largest one ever was 8 inches in diameter. Hate to get hit by that.
We're back in 60 seconds. Stay with us.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms with locally heavy downpours. High 82. Tonight, thunderstorms likely. Low 74. Chance of rain 90%. Wednesday, windy with scattered thunderstorms. Gusty winds and small hail are possible. High 85. Here's our 7-day outlook.